Hello, family. It's good to see you. It has been a while. So, how are you? How you doing? If you ask me how I'm doing, I'll say it has been busy. Everything is good but busy. So today I just wanna share a quick message that has been in my heart for a while, and I said, you know what, today is the day that I should release that. So the passage is going to be from the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verses 34 to 40. It reads, "Then the king will say to those on his right, 'Come, you who are blessed, be by my Father, take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me, and I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came to visit me.' Then the righteous will answer him, 'Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty or give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go to visit you?' The king will reply, 'Truly I tell you, whatever you did for me for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did it for me.' Whatever you did for one of the least of those brothers and sisters of mine, you did it for me." The passage here in Matthew 25, 34, 40 is a part of Jesus' teaching known as the parable of the sheep and the goats. Family, we will not really go deep in that passage, but you need to know that this parable uses metaphorical language to convey profound truth about the nature of empathy, compassion, and the connection between these virtues and one's relationship with God. My title, if I were to give a title for this passage today, it will be "Just Be Empathetic." Show empathy. Like I mentioned before, I will not dive into this passage too deep, but just keep in mind, just for the sake of historical and cultural context, that during the time of Jesus' ministry, the concept of hospitality, care for the needy, providing for the less fortunate were deeply rooted in the religious practices of the Jewish community. Acts of kindness especially towards strangers and those in need, were seen as important expressions of righteousness. If we actually pay attention to that passage, we can see that it underscores several important theological points. For example, empathy and compassion. These two are integral aspects of righteous living. doing the right thing, righteous living, acts of kindness and empathy toward others reflect a genuine relationships with God. So family, our actions towards the marginalized and needy are seen as acts toward God in himself. It's not about you, it's about God, right? And that's why this passage is profound. It is profound because it teaches us that empathy and compassion are not just social virtues, but also spiritual attributes. Therefore, believers are encouraged to view empathy as a sacred duty. It's a duty, and we know what that means. This is part of our life to do it, to show empathy towards one another. Even myself as an individual or a Christian, I have to remind myself that I need to show empathy every day in every aspect of my life, because it is a duty and it's sacred, and it's part of the spiritual attributes of God. So we are believers, you are encouraged to view empathy as a sacred duty. It's just the bottom line. We must show towards one another as acts of kindness toward others, and these are all viewed as acts of service to God. Acts of service to God. So how are you going to apply this into your daily lives? Because I just want to share to you all that we need to be mindful of our actions. And this is the challenge, and this passage actually challenges you as believers to cultivate empathy and compassion in your daily lives, like seeing opportunities to care for those in need. This passage indeed challenges you as believers to understand that acts of empathy contribute to your spiritual growth and relationship with God. And also, it challenges you to realize that your actions can impact individual lives significantly, echoing the divine principle of love and empathy. Family, I want to end this real quick, and it's a short message. Just wanted to share that with you. Empathy. Show empathy. Show compassion. Because it's Matthew 25 verses 34-40. It gives us that theological basis for the practice of empathy and compassion. And I hope you find time to actually read the whole chapter. Like I said, I had this word in my heart, in my mind, in my soul for so long. But for some reason, I just put it aside. I'll do it later. I said, you know what? Today's the day. Let's just do it. And I decided to just work on it real quick, just a few minutes ago, to keep that word in mind. Empathy. And empathy works hand to hand with action. It's about act of kindness. There's a movement going on here. So through this passage, right, we see Jesus elevate empathy from a human virtue to a divine calling. So your empathetic actions and your spiritual journey are intertwined or are linked together. And that's what we see in this passage, right? It teaches that empathetic engagement with others or not only enriches human relationships, but also fosters a deeper connection with God. So I hope this quick message touches you, that being empathetic brings you closer to God. Because at the end of the day, that's why we are Christian, to serve God, to worship Him, to love Him, to adore Him. We have to love God with all our hearts, with all our mind, and with all our soul. You know why? Because He first loves us. So may God bless you. And I pray that you take action to be empathetic. Amen.